Sup, y'all? Chris just got in from watching UFC 153. Hell of an event. I don't know why, but I was really looking forward to this event. Maybe because I was gonna say there hasn't been an event in a while. There's been a couple of events lately, not on pay-per-view, but I don't know. I was just really looking forward to this one, and it definitely did not disappoint, man. Really, really strong pay-per-view. Damian Maia got it done real quick against Rick Story with submission. Phil Davis handled his business against Wagner Prado. Man, John Fitch, Eric Silva. I thought this was probably the most intriguing card on the pay-per-view just because very tough to call, predict who was going to win. But who would have thought it would have been the most entertaining fight on the pay-per-view, in my opinion? And by the accounts of everyone else in sports I was watching the fights at, they were into it as well, man. Hell of a fight, Fitch just put it to Silva. He said it wasn't Silva's time, and he proved it. Silva had his chances. He had that rear naked choke in the second. It looked like Fitch was done. It's hard to think of few other guys outside of maybe Ben Henderson that would have survived that rear naked choke attempt. But Fitch got out of it and took control. And at the end of that second round, it really looked like Silva didn't have much left. Like he really lost his confidence in himself, or he really thought that he just, how do I beat this guy? And Fitch came out there, took him down, just destroyed him in the third round. Reminiscent of Fitch's third round against BJ Penn in their fight. I don't know how none of those judges scored the third round 10-8 for John Fitch. He absolutely whipped Eric Silva's ass. It's a learning experience for Eric Silva, but somewhat like Carlos Condit versus Rory McDonald. But either way, his hype train definitely got derailed tonight by Fitch. And a good win for Fitch. He's a guy a lot of people have been down on for years because of the way he fights. He needed this win. He talked about financial hardships. He wanted to make a more entertaining fight. Got the win and did it in an entertaining fashion. So big ups to Fitch Base. Glover took share of Fabio Maldonado. Woo! Maybe people won't be as high on Glover after this fight as opposed to when he just absolutely dismantled Kyle Kingsbury in his UFC debut because he got rocked in the first. But man, he kicked Fabio Maldonado's ass in that first round. It's hard to imagine many other guys outside of Maldonado. I mean, it's hard to imagine a lot of guys getting out of that first round, let alone making it past the second, to the end of the second. Maldonado showed a lot of heart, a lot of balls, a lot of cojones, whatever you want to call it, in hanging in there. And especially when you hurt Glover at the end of the first. If he would have had anything in him, he might have been able to catch Glover in front, but he was just so out on his feet, man. Mad credit to Fabio Maldonado. Major just respect for that guy. But either way, Glover gets it done in impressive fashion. He got hurt 1 point, but other than that, it was complete ass whooping. So Glover moves on. Nogueira versus Dave Herman. Man, Dave Herman, Pee Wee Herman, P-Brain Herman. This guy's got to have the worst fight IQ of any fighter I can think of off the top of my head. Just, what are you doing out there, man? There's a reason why I didn't pick this guy to win. He's standing like this, keeping Nogueira just standing there, like in a jabbing position, but he's not jabbing. I don't know what the hell he was doing there. I don't know, man. It was like delaying the inevitable. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't seem to have any strategy. Head straight up in the air, getting knocked around like Jared Hammond. Nogueira, man, he's getting old. Age is definitely catching up with him. I think if not, he would have knocked out or submitted Herman sooner. But either way, he finally got him with that armbar on the second round, I believe it was. I didn't at any time think Herman was going to win this fight, and he didn't. So good win for Nog, but I don't know how many he's got left in him, man. He's looking really, really slow. I think age and all the wars he's been is really catching up to him. But either way, good to see Minotauro get a win in Brazil. And, of course, main event, Anderson Silva, Stephan Bonnar. Yeah, it didn't quite go as expected, but it did, ultimately. The conclusion, or the end, I guess, the result. Let's say that. Stephan Bonnar tried to get grimy, tried to get inside, tried to take this fight to the ground. Wasn't happening. Anderson Silva with a unique strategy. Rope-a-dope. It reminded me, I'm a big boxing fan, a lot of people know by now. Reminded me of something Floyd Mayweather do. Go on the rope, or Roy Jones in his day. And not surprising considering Anderson's big Roy Jones fans. Put yourself back on the rope, and if you feel you're that much superior than your opponent, you can just let him come at you and just clown him, just toy with him. And that's what Anderson Silva did. It was very reminiscent of the performance against Forrest Griffin, his last fight at light heavyweight. It just goes to show that Anderson Silva at either middleweight or light heavyweight is, aside from maybe John Jones, head and shoulders above the competition, in my opinion. Just kind of clown Stephan Bonnar. Had a little bit of fun with it. Finally turned it on at the end. It almost was reminiscent of the second Summit fight at the end, where he decided to where he turned it on, landed that knee to the body. This was a little bit different the way he hit, but he landed that knee to the body. I believe it was a left. Bonnar went down, was in a lot of pain, obviously, and Anderson finished him off with strikes to the back of to the side of the head. Good stoppage. Bonnar wasn't out, but he wasn't fighting back. He wasn't defending himself telling Jilly. He was balled up. He was hurting. So Anderson Spider Silva gets it done again, and you know, maybe not the ideal way for Stephan Bonnar to go out, but he had his opportunity, and to the surprise of nobody, he wasn't able to get it done. Either way, though, man, really great event. Really, really good event. Strong event overall. Want to hear your guys' thoughts on the fights? Any of the fights, but particularly maybe Fitch Silva. What do you think about that one? You know, Teixeira Maldonado, Nogueira, and of course the main event. I'll be talking about this event and a lot more in depth on tomorrow's Science of Violence radio show. Links to that and everything else Science of Violence related and information for the video as always, as well as my Twitter. You know, with UFC 153, and for those who saw Bellator 76 on Friday night, hell of a good weekend to be an MMA fan. I'm going to go watch these the State Fair boxing doubleheader. Got it on the DVR. Was able to avoid the spoilers, so hoping for some good fights there. But until next time, I'm out.